questions that you asked about if it was Prophet Muhammad, I don't think there would be difference, there would be body bags. And we would not have this...
Let's disrespect the Islamic.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm not disrespecting nothing. I'm just saying the fact. We will not have this debate. I was in Saudi Arabia when the cartoons came out. And all the compounds were bleeding. It's because of one guy to do a cartoon. Saudi Arabia stopped the trade with Denmark for $300 million that day. Okay, now I'm not going to that, that's extreme. We're having a debate, okay? You're talking about the atheist society. I was born in Soviet Union. So I think it's, I've got more experience to speak from that point of view. And let me tell you from that point of view. In that country, in my country, if you believe in Jesus Christ without even proclaiming his name, the Bible home, you would end up in Siberia and you would be dead. So the democracy that the atheism brings is no democracy though. And that's a fact.
What about the Russian Orthodox Church? They believe.
First of all, let me tell you about the Russian Orthodox Church. Nothing to speak about, it's not wrong. We can speak about it. Alright. Russian Orthodox Church is like a museum. And the reason it was allowed, because it was not saying nothing. It was just there.
But they were Christians.
No. It was a museum. Christians are the ones who are abolished slavery that was told before. The Russian Orthodox Church did nothing against the oppression of the people for 70 years. Nothing.
It was a state.
It was a museum. A museum is, you look inside, you see what's there.
Russia, 48,000 churches closed under atheism in the Soviet Union. That's not democracy in action.
So you learned that as Jesuits.
Okay, another thing. 95 or I would say 99% of the people in the country were brought up as atheists because it was taught in school. We all knew we came from monkeys. That's what we were told. And the funny thing about all of this is when Soviet Union fell apart. Everything changed so drastically. You can ask any grandmother now who was brought up by them. She'll tell you that she was made by God. When the freedom of speech was allowed. So maybe you should look into it.
I want to make something very clear. And I've noticed that these gentlemen, and I respect and I appreciate the courage that you guys have to say your piece. But I just want to make a very clear distinction about what it is that what you believe that this argument is saying. I believe there is a fundamental misunderstanding here. Imagine I had a company or corporation, and said company corporation has a set of beliefs and ideas. Now, as with our democratic freedom, there are rules instituted that other people may not slander or use abusive language against that company. Those being stated does not then mean that the person who is abusing that company or slander, and then by that legislation being invoked, it does not mean that I'm forcing that person to believe those beliefs of the company. I.e., your understanding is, if I have to not swear or blaspheme Jesus Christ, hence you're saying I have to believe in him, and that is not what blasphemy is, and that is not what we are arguing. We are arguing, is blasphemy freedom of speech, which it is not. Alright, so cool, thanks.
I'm quite new to both sides of this debate. One thing this is sort of how it sort of makes a logical sense to me. So I see their argument in the sense that if someone that doesn't believe in God says that, like let's make a little parable and say like, if they see that God is like a unicorn, right, then it could sort of make sense that they say they can't really offend it because it doesn't exist. But what I'm trying to understand is, what is the purpose of like slandering that thing if they believe it doesn't exist?
Thank you.
About how of that religion. Because I mean, Christianity does have its problems if we think of bad things that have happened through Christianity. And I think those cartoons are more like humorizing aspects of Christianity which are fundamental, like can be seen as fundamentalist or extreme. So it's not slandering a whole religion or rejecting or insulting a whole religion, but rather individuals who may be deserved of that.
Well, to put it correctly, it was calling God a pervert, Jesus a stupid tool, and Christians, well, we won't even go into this where yes. It wasn't exactly intelligent debate. Cartoons about the hypocrisies, inconsistencies, and pharisaical idiocy of evolutionist professors might have been more appropriate. Yes.
What you were saying is that it was seen as humorous. Okay, let's simplify this. Let's say I don't know your mother, for say, and I don't think she's that important, and I insult her. You wouldn't find that funny even though I would, alright? So why do it? Let us go. Why we should actually debate this that if we're going to respect each other as a community, you must not say things that might offend others, even though that's limiting the freedom of speech. I think it's actually a good thing to just shut up if it becomes nothing appropriate or beneficial to say.
I think we define the offense by the person that's offended, not by what you know, it's not the offender that says, no, what I'm saying to you is inoffensive. It's the person to whom you are offending. The person whom you are offending is the person who has the right to say, no, this does not go again.
No, I'm offended a million times. I would never tell anybody that offends me to shut up. Never once. I would never say that. I would never say
You know what I'm saying? You cannot tell me that because I'm offended by what you tell me, that you have the right to say it just because you don't believe in my values. You see, part of this democracy and freedom is defined in such a way that we all have the right to uphold our different values. And in order for all of our values to coexist, you have to respect my values, and I have to respect your values. And that means that doesn't mean that you can't criticize me, or you can't say, listen, I don't think that you're going in the right direction, or listen, this Jesus character of yours, I don't really believe in him. We're not talking about insulting, which is offensive and is designed to be offensive. And when you're doing that, you're infringing on my freedom.
No, I understand that, but the point is, because religions or religious precepts are about their set of ideas, and again, I respect you as a person. I respect everybody in this room to have their viewpoints. But why should I respect your ideas? Anybody? Like
no, it's not just about respecting. First of all, the reason why you should is because, as the gentleman told you earlier, you have to adhere by the constitution of this institution. But never mind that. It's not even just about respecting. You're saying I have a right to disrespect anything that I don't believe in, even if it infringes on your
ideas.
But you don't have the right to disrespect even ideas.
Let's just move on. Other people have nothing to say. Let's give, please, we'll get back to you.